What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Huddle up. Huddle up. All right. I don't know what happened there, but anyway. But yeah, what's going on, everybody? Real quick, I am Tamiya Robles. I'm your credit expert, and I am the host of my podcast, Coast to Coast Credit. I'm also the owner of my company, Fix My Credit Now, 850.com. And I am the NAREB High Desert Chapter President out here in Victorville, California. What's good? What's good? I need y'all to come on in, especially if you were part of the settlement with T-Mobile. So I know you see the title. If you've been following me for a while, it may seem familiar to you that I'm not talking about the same old settlements. There was yet another settlement that they're just now dispersing checks for, and we're going to talk about it. Now, as much as I like to present to you guys the issues, I also like to provide you with solutions. So stick around. I'm going to show you how to protect yourself from data breaches, future data breaches to the best of your ability. But let's get into it. So I want to show you some facts. So I'm going to make sure my screen is big so you guys can see things clearly. Now, what you're seeing here, just so I can give credit, this is from cnet.com. And the title is When to Expect Your T-Mobile Data Breach Settlement Check. Now, this article was written 2 days ago, but if I'm not mistaken, you should be getting your checks sometime today. But this article will help explain that. So, the personal data of 76 million US customers was exposed during a cyber attack in 2021. The settlement payout is coming this month. Now, I'm not going to read this entire article. Plus, I want to go over a couple other articles, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. But I will, basically here you can see, you can see what they're talking about, and then it goes into a sales pitch. But I will go over some key points. Okay. Now, it says it's been years since T-Mobile customers filed for a part of the wireless carrier's 2022 class action settlement, but this month those who qualify should start receiving their payments, their payouts. Now, if you did watch my other episode, right, my other podcast, and it wasn't a podcast. I don't think I was podcasting in 2022, but my other YouTube video, when I was breaking down the settlement, I was trying to encourage you guys to get part of the class action suit so you get that check if you have T-Mobile. I'm not just saying if you don't have T-Mobile and you just go ahead and because they're not going to accept you. But if you have T-Mobile like I do, I've had T-Mobile for over 20 years. I can't believe they've been having my money this long, but it is what it is, right? But if you have T-Mobile and you were part of this cyber attack, if you were affected in any way, shape, or form, there were certain things that you needed to do to get the big bucks. And a couple of clients of mine needed my assistance. One of the things that you had to prove was that the data breach somehow affected your credit. So, me being the credit person, right? I had to look out for my clients. So, initially, one of my clients at the time, she told me about the settlement. I haven't really seen at that time a lot of videos or any sort of information about it, but yeah. Now I'm seeing it everywhere. I don't know if it's just because of Google or whatever, but you know how it is. Once you look up one thing, they want to show you all the T-Mobile um all the T-Mobile articles. But this one, yeah, I help people to get their money. You know what I'm saying? And when I tell y'all stuff, I'm not just telling y'all for fun. I'm telling y'all to actually take action, do something about it. But if you are expecting the check, this is what the information you should probably follow. It says on April 8th, a representative for the settlement did not immediately respond to a request or comment. So they tried to reach out, didn't get an answer. The settlement is a result of a class action lawsuit filed against T-Mobile after the 2021 cyber attack exposed the personal data, names, addresses, social security numbers. Okay. So some of y'all that are coming to me and you're getting your credit fixed and all that, and you're like, yeah, I don't know. I don't have T-Mobile. Why is this on my credit report? I don't know. This may be affected, it may have affected you, right? Just because it's a data breach. Maybe you don't have the account, maybe somebody in your family does, or maybe you do have an account, or maybe you ran it, maybe you did an inquiry. Remember, in order to get an inquiry on your credit report, you have to provide your social security number. Yes, even if you're denied for things, okay? Now, when you schedule your consultation with me, you know when I fix your credit, I don't care about a backstory, except if you know something isn't yours. This is something I need to know so I can dispute in a certain particular way. Now, anyway, let's get back to this. Now, this is this is what it's affected, your name, your address, or whatever. 76 million US customers were affected. T-Mobile agreed to pay $350 million. That's crazy, right? To resolve claims that it is negligence and that it's negligence led to the data breach. It remains the second largest data breach settlement in US history following Equifax $700 million settlement in 2019. Now, if y'all want to know more about any of these settlements, data breaches, maybe you feel as though you were a part of it, you never got to check, whatever, or you just want to know more, just let me know. But right now, we're going to talk about T-Mobile. So you want to know how much you get. They're going to pay this out. I'm not reading all this, but in a nutshell, it could go from as low as $25, okay? And some are eligible for 25,000 according to The Hill. I don't know what The Hill is. Maybe that's an article. And we've been down this road before with the last one. If they're talking about you're going to get $25, that means when you complained, it's on their form. So when you complained and you wanted to file against them, they ask you what level of damage was caused, and you have to prove it. When I did my video before, I actually had the paperwork and I was showing you guys. I'm not doing that today because I'm just trying to let you know that checks are rolling out, right? Now, if you feel as though that you should qualify for the 25,000, now mind you, it's $25 to 25,000. So there's monies in between, but worst case scenario, the minimum is $25, right? It wasn't that much damage to you. You'll get a check, whatever. Now, if you qualify for the settlement up to 25,000, you really have to prove to them exactly what how you were affected. Okay. Now, the thing with that is it's a lot of work to do, and you have to, sorry about that, you guys, you have to have all your ducks in a row. You have to have all your paperwork. Sometimes they might want to see how much you paid to help get your issue fixed. So let's say, for example, you did sign up for credit repair because this was negatively impacting your credit. They want to see the invoices for that. So that's something I had to do for my clients. They were getting their credit repaired during that time. So I had to give them invoices because a lot of my clients, they don't ask for copies. I just give it to them whether you ask for it or not, right? Because you never know when you're going to need it. Like even if you need to use it as a tax write-off, whatever, right? Right, cool. But yeah, when you're asking for that much money, in the corporate world, 25,000 is not a lot of money. As you can see, they're being sued for their settlements for over 300 million. But 25,000 is a lot, and it adds up. So if 1,000 people are, asking for 25,000, they're gonna have to look into each and every person just to make sure. So my client actually, she did qualify for the 25,000, believe it or not. So yeah, she had to prove her credit was messed up, and they messed her up, and we were able to prove it. So that was pretty good. Now let's look at this YouTube video. So it's short and sweet, y'all. So don't worry. But I want to share this with you guys so you can see more proof. I'm not making this up. All right, let's check it out.
Some T-Mobile customers could receive up to $25,000 as part of a class action lawsuit. The payments are set to start next month after years of legal wrangling. T-Mobile agreed to pay $350 million after a 2021 cyber attack exposed people's personal data. Customers who spent or lost money trying to avoid fraud or identity theft will be eligible for the biggest payouts. Many could end up being smaller than $25.
Okay, so you heard it. You heard it right there. So, yeah, as far as the biggest payouts, let me pull this up. So it's you just have to prove to them that there was Jesus.
Count on American Express Business Platform.
Okay, there we go. All right, but yeah, you just have to prove to them that there was some sort of data breach. So that's with that particular settlement. Now, this kind of triggered me to go into, I had some questions, right? I had some questions. I wanted to know, like, how many data breaches has T-Mobile had over the years? Because you know how I put my little tinfoil kufi on sometimes, and I'm like, this can't be a coincidence. As much money as they make, like, why does this seem to be happening all the time? But I never looked into it. I should have looked into it a little bit more. The last with the last settlement, right? So today I looked into a little bit more. I want to share this with you guys. I actually looked it up, right? Boom, let me share the screen. Again, I'm gonna blow it up just so you can, yeah, you should be able to see this pretty good. Now, it says here that T-Mobile had at least 9 data breaches since 2018. That is crazy. That's freaking crazy that this keeps happening. And if you take a look, I'm not going to read every single thing. Be sure to check it out on your own. But if you look at the timeline from 2018, it says a data breach was reported, right? Then 2019, it says T-Mobile exposed the amount of information and an undisclosed number of prepaid customers. So this is 2019. You don't know how many people you affected negatively with this so-called data breach. I don't believe any of this is an accident. A lot of them times these companies, these corporations like to apologize. I call bullshit. And I'm always going to call bullshit because you guys make too much money to mess up this many times. 2020, T-Mobile employees now were affected by a data breach. 2021, a major data breach impacted 76.6 million U.S. consumers. How like access to, I remember that one for sure. 2023 T-Mobile disclosed a second data breach affecting 37 million. Like, it doesn't end. They had 3 data breaches in 2023. Why? Like, why? If you're able to afford to pay out that much in settlement, $300 million in settlements, why can't you put that same amount of money into protecting the consumer? I keep trying to tell y'all they don't care about us. They don't care about the consumer. They want our money, but they don't care about us. So again, I did a little bit more digging, right? So I was just curious, just want to know, especially since the pandemic, how many data breaches has there been over the past 5 years? Now, I think we're at the 5-year mark with, I could be wrong. I think we're at the 5-year mark with when the pandemic was of when it started, not when it's over, right? So I just wanted to say 5 years because so much is changing in the credit world, the financial world. There's just so many drastic changes, and it's been tied to how people were moving during the pandemic, losing jobs, being furloughed, right? Working from home, all this stuff, people fixing their credit, not fixing their credit. Sorry, I got a doggy back here. He's making some noise. So I checked it out, and then Google is our friend. It says, yes, there have been numerous data breaches over the past 5 years. This isn't just T-Mobile. This is just in general, okay? One example is the 2023 data breach that, I'm sorry, it doesn't say data breach, 2023 breach that exposed 168 million healthcare records, surpassing previous records according to the HIPAA journal. Another example is the Yahoo breach in 2013 to 2016. I actually remember the Yahoo breach, and here's why. I'm probably one of the few people that still has I still have Yahoo. I've had Yahoo for so long. It's crazy. I remember the commercials when they first came out. But yeah, I actually remember that data breach. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. Like, yeah, yep, I remember it. This is a real thing, y'all. Okay, this is real. So they just do a little breakdown. You can Google it yourself if you want to look at all of these little articles. You can. I just had to make it abundantly clear with y'all that this is real. This is what's happening. I am seeing on credit reports almost now more than ever. And I've been in this industry officially. It's been 6 years since I've been a credit expert. So it's officially 6 years, right? But now more than ever, I'm seeing a lot of people who are coming to me to get their credit fixed. And I'm seeing information that's debt that's not theirs. Okay, I'm seeing fraudulent activity. I'm seeing names that aren't their names, addresses where they never lived at before. I expected that during the pandemic. I didn't necessarily expect to see it now, and it shouldn't be worse than it was during the pandemic. But it is. You know what's going down. You've seen my videos, you've seen my lives, you know what I'm talking about. Y'all don't have protection anymore. The CFPB is shutting down, right? Or it's stagnant, it's on hold, pause, whatever. It ain't dead. It still exists. And I'll do a YouTube video on that, or maybe I'll do a podcast on an update on the CFPB, but it ain't dead. Okay. So those that's like, oh, it's dead, it ain't dead. Okay. But it's not doing anything for us as the American consumer. So what can you do? So let's talk about solutions. Okay. Now, you need to freeze your credit reports, okay? Across the board. I don't care what your situation is, unless you need to get it ran. Maybe you're trying to apply for a home. Unless you're going to apply for a home that moment, okay, then freeze your credit report up into that moment. You can always temporarily lift the freeze so your credit can be ran, and then you want to freeze it again. Okay, it's to protect yourself. If you don't do anything else, freeze your credit reports. And yes, you can freeze all 63 credit reporting agencies: SageStream, LexisNexis, RentGrow. Is it RentGrow or Rent Reporters? I think it's Rent. It's one of them. Rent somebody, right? Y'all check out my video where I literally talk about every single credit agency, okay, that we have. So yeah, any of them. What is it? I said LexisNexis, StageStream, Innovis, all of them. I'm not going to say your name, but the point is you can freeze all of them. It's free. It's simple. You can just pick up a phone. All of them have an automated system to talk to. So if you don't want to talk to somebody, just, there is an option. They'll say, do you want to freeze your credit report? And you will press the button and it'll say permanently or temporarily. However, you want to lift it. Now, if you call again and you want to lift it, it will just say, hey, do you want to lift your credit? It's very simple. So when all else fails, please, okay, freeze your credit report. Now, the next thing you want to do, you could go with anybody, but y'all follow me, and I fuck with y'all heavy, and I appreciate that. I see my numbers going up. I see them, especially on YouTube. Thank you. I appreciate it. But you don't have to always go through me. You can go through whomever you feel comfortable with, but naturally, I'm going to encourage you guys to bump with me. But I am partnered with Smart Credit. I've been partnered with Smart Credit. I want to say officially, let's say like 5.5 years for the majority of my time being a credit expert. Now, you sign up with Smart Credit, you can get fraud protection. You get a whole bunch of identity theft protection, and you can easily get automatically rather you get $1 million worth of insurance fraud coverage. Okay, so what that basically means is something happens, you got the protection, you know what insurance is. So definitely sign up. My link is in the description. Now, it is $1.99 for the first 7 days. If you want to cancel, you just got charged $1.99. For all the people that are asking about prices and how much is this, how much is that, and da da da. Listen, this is an investment on your credit. This is investment of yourself, your financial stability, your future. Okay. Stop looking for free. Stop looking for cheap. Okay. Stop coming to me telling me you can't pay or you can pay for something. That's none of my business. Okay. If you really need the service, you're going to do what you got to do to get it. It is not expensive to pay a monthly fee just to make sure that you are protected. Now, another thing I do offer at fixmycreditnow850.com, we offer free credit monitoring for you. So what that means is every single month, we will watch your credit report, we'll update it, you'll receive emails, text messages letting you know, hey, this is the status, this is your credit score, just so you are aware. So if you see something that's not yours, you can say, hey, Tamiya, this is not mine, something's going on, and then we can go from there. This is a free service I offer. I am separate from Smart Credit. Smart Credit and Fix My Credit are two different companies. You got to understand that. We need you to have your Smart Credit active so we can monitor it every single month. I can't just assume I know what's going on with your credit report. Okay. I have to look at your credit report. So we do that through Smart Credit. Okay. Now, if there are any other issues and you need help figuring it out, just schedule a free consultation with me. You got 30 minutes, okay? Please don't tell me the backstory. Tell me what I need to know. Don't take it back to 79, please. Unless you've been, people been stealing your identity since 79. I don't need to hear that. Let's keep it short and to the point. I know y'all love talking to me. I like talking to y'all too. But the longer you talk, and sometimes y'all repeat the same thing over and over and over again. I was talking to a woman yesterday, and she said the same issue. I counted 8 times. 8 times. And after the third time, I was telling her, yeah, I can help you. I can help you. All you got to do is, and then she would say, repeat herself again. And I'm like, okay, I can help you. All you got to do is, and then she like cut me off and keep going. I get it. I get it. This is messing you up as far as your finances, your credit. I understand. Let's do something about it. I got you covered. Get that free. Y'all like free so damn much. Go get that free consultation, 30 minutes. Okay. Let's get that free credit monitoring at fixmycreditnow850.com. Okay. I'm going to wrap this up. Hopefully this helped. If you guys have questions, concerns, leave a like, comment, something in the description. Email me. All of my contact information is in the description. Every single short, every single video, every single podcast. Anytime you see me, you will see my information. Okay. I'm not hard to find. You should be able to communicate with me via email, text message, whatever, phone call, whatever. I got y'all. No excuses. I told y'all, no excuses in 2025. All right. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to let you guys go.